Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another review. And now I'm finally gonna be doing my top films of 2014. This time instead last year I did like my top 19, which I know that was a little bit much though, but it was the first time I did it on my channel, so I just figured to do like a whole bunch. Then next time I cut it down. Because I said I would cut it down a little bit less on that. So, and I did. So this time I put it as my top 13 favorite films of 2014. And now, before I get into my top 13, I have some films that I do want to honorably mention. Those honorable mention things. I just want to mention these films I do like though, and I do enjoy the films, but I just put it on my list though. But regardless, I still do enjoy them. So yeah, so with these ones, these are 7 films I'm mentioning. With those, if I did on my top 10, my top list, it would be like my top 20, and that would be too much, take up a lot of time. So I just didn't want to do that. So I just cut it down just a bit. So I'm doing my top 13. Before that, I'm just doing these mentioning these other 7 films I do like though, but I do like this year though, but I just didn't put it on my list though. For now, I'm still eating gummy bears still. Now the first film I'm mentioning is the next is a sequel, and it is an animated film, and it is Rio II. I did enjoy Rio II, and it was a good sequel though, but I put basically a smidge below the first film though, but regardless, I still like the sequel. I put as a good animated film. All the original voice cast come back, which they still did a good job. Like Anne Hathaway, Jesse Eisenberg, George Lopez, Jamie Foxx, Will.i.am, Tracy Morgan, Jermaine Clement, Leslie Mann. And also got new voice cast members with Andy Garcia playing as Jules' father. Look at me, I'm a grandpa, ha 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 ha, And of course, a voice like a Bruno Mars as well. But and the film did make more a bit more than the first film overall. Like the first film made like 484 million. This film made like 498 million, so it was close to making 500 million. Even though this film got the first film got positive reviews, this one got mixed reviews. Like this one had like a 45, I believe, percent on Rotten Tomatoes though. But still, it still made a lot of money, and I do like Rio too. So that's like next the first film I'm mentioning. So Rio 2. Next film is another sequel. And it's an action film. The first film that I absolutely really do enjoy. This one is sequel to The Raid. So we got The Raid 2. I did like the Raid 2. Of course, it played like a very little though, but didn't see it. I didn't see this in the theater, same as the first film, and also the film made like a little bit of little money as well. It made like 2 million, I think I can't remember what the first film made like 1 million, I believe. I can't remember though, but the director Gareth Evans, I believe was the director of the first film. Came back and directed. I believe still got the same some of the same cast members in the first film. I would still put the first film still over than the sequel. I love the first film more, But the sequel I do like though. I do have some problems with it though, but I still be willing to put this on my mentioning list because I do enjoy The Raid 2 still. But I still like the first film I still like the first film more still though, but I still like The Raid 2. I would put it as like a worthy sequel to the first film though. But even like I said, still got some problems with it though. But although I do disagree, like I said here on the front cover, one of the greatest action movies ever made. I do totally disagree on that. You know. Yeah, and it's like it says right here, you know, one of the greatest action movies ever made. I totally disagree on that, you know. Um, but still, I still enjoy the Raid 2. I would say put it as a good sequel to the first film, but I still prefer the first film more. Now the next film, I said this in my previous video. Like I said, what I thought wasn't gonna flop, but since it made a whole bunch of money, my theory on this film was proving wrong big time, and that is the adaptation of the tale of Sleeping Beauty, but it's called Maleficent, told from the story from the point of view of the villain, you know, starring Angelina Jolie as Maleficent and Ellie Fanning as Aurora. It is directed by Robert Stromberg, who was a production designer for Oz the Great and Powerful and Alice in Wonderland, now let's say Angelina Jolie, she did good as Maleficent. This is the highest grossing film that she's done, and also in the opening weekend was the biggest opening for her, you know. How she played the character Maleficent was good, you know. Of course, there were still some bit of problems with it though, but like problems like the main problem I didn't like was the fairies, the three main fairies from the original that helped raise Aurora, you know. Like those three in the original Sleeping Beauty film were likable. Here, to me, I did not like these fairies whatsoever. They were so very annoying, you know. Did not care for them whatsoever. But of course, there were some. Of course, it was a very heavy-handed visuals, you know, because it's directed by this guy who directed, you know, did production designs for these Oz, Great and Powerful, and Alice in Wonderland. Which I'm thinking, when I look at this film, it looks like a combination of both, you know, how the settings and the creatures and the atmosphere of Oz and Alice in Wonderland combine both. Like the atmosphere and the creatures still looks like in both those two realms, you know. But and it was also starring in the film was what was it, the guy who starred in District 13, who plays the king, you know. And then one thing that my brother, he said that he didn't like the fact that they made Maleficent more of a good guy instead of the villain, you know. It was like total opposite. It was the king ends up being the villain, you know. Yeah, my brother said that he did not like that part, which I do understand though. But I get what he's saying though. But that's my brother I'm talking about though. But it's just like, okay, they did things a bit differently, because even in the narration told by an older Aurora, you know, saying that it was the story that you thought you knew, which turned out to be it wasn't, you know. But of course, it didn't surprise me they changed things, because they're always changing things to tales. Like, look at the especially in the Marvel comic book adaptations, they're always changing stuff around with characters and everything. So it didn't surprise me they changed things around in this film as well, though. But yeah. But Maleficent, the only thing was good was having going for was that Angelina Jolie, she did good as Maleficent as the character. That's what made it worth it. So, and of course the film made mega bucks, you know, made over $757 million overall. I didn't expect to make that film that much money, you know. I think I would put it over Oz the Great and Powerful and Alice in Wonderland, Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland. I definitely put this film over those two, you know. But yeah, so that's Maleficent mentioning. Next one mentioning is the Lego Movie. I had a lot of fun with the Lego Movie, you know. It was critically acclaimed. It was a huge surprise box office hit, you know. Chris Pratt, Will Ferrell, Liam Neeson, Morgan Freeman, Elizabeth Banks, Will Arnett. I enjoy it. They all did a good job voice casting, you know. Especially I like Liam Neeson as the good cop, bad cop, you know. Take him to the melding chamber, you know, and it's switching his face, you know. You know, like, hi, buddy, would you like a glass of water? And like, yeah, it's like, too bad, you know. Especially that's one of my favorite parts. Liam Neeson as the good cop, bad cop. That's him right there in between. And then it's like, and it was a very huge hit, you know. And it made like 468 million, and it's now getting a sequel coming out, I believe, in 2017. So, the Lego Movie, what can I say? You know, how like in the song, you know, everything is awesome, you know. This is not much to say about this one, but I did enjoy the Lego Movie, and I would look forward to seeing the sequel as well, you know. Especially it's directed by the same directors who directed both of the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, in which of course they directed the comedies 21 and 22 Jump Street as well, you know. But yeah, the Lego Movie, enjoy that film a lot. Now the next film is a comedy that I saw, and actually I did quite enjoy. You know, of course, you know, with me, you know, on this kind of sense of humor, you know, but I did on the kind of humor that I always nitpick on, though. But I did like it though. Neighbors, well, with Seth Rogen and Zac Efron, and I did enjoy Neighbors. I really never proved me wrong, you know. So I did enjoy Neighbors. You know, I like the fact that Seth Rogen, he plays as a father, you know. He's married, has a kid, has a baby, you know, and then this neighbor moves in, played by Zac Efron, you know. Like starts like being a nuisance. What was it? Well, I would say it's originally first start being a nuisance, you know, and how Seth Rogen and Zac Efron acted together, you know, and I just I know it has that kind of sense of humor that I always nitpick on, you know, on the the crude humor aspect, you know. But I guess there's some certain movies that I have limits on that kind of humor though, because I'm always nitpicking that I don't care for that kind of humor, you know. But yeah, but Neighbors, like This Is the End. That's what the film I want to say. Like comparison, like surprisingly, I like This Is the End. You know, that's another film with with James Franco and Seth Rogen and all those other actors playing as themselves. You know. Yeah, so it was like This Is the End, and I did like Neighbors. So yeah, a good comedy, which surprisingly I liked. You know. So Neighbors. And the next one, of course, is another comedy of the same aspect. Of course, like I said, mentioned from the directors of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 1, 2, and 21 Jump Street. Then they came out with the sequel, 22 Jump Street, which the first film I did like, and of course the sequel. So, first, like I said, I wasn't sure about it once again, and proved me wrong once again on the kind of you know, the stuff, you know, the humor and stuff, you know, which I did like, you know, and I think when I put this, I think I might put this better than the first film, or the first one still more. It's hard to say though, but Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, you know, knows how to direct comedies and mixing with directing animated films, you know, like the Lego Movie and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs films, you know, directing mixtures of both live action comedies and animated films, you know. Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum, they were good, you know, and I just don't want to say much without giving things away, but of course I should know the show probably already saw the film knows, so, but I'm just going to mention these. I'm only giving brief reviews until I get my top 13, so. But 22 Jump Street, I did enjoy it, and especially, of course, this film, like I said, came out or one certain film that came out on the same weekend, which people already know though. But this film won over the weekend, which I will get to in my top 13 though. So yeah, 22 Jump Street I do. Another comedy, like in this aspect of Neighbors, which I did like, So 22 Jump Street I do like. And then the last film for the honorable mentioning is a horror film, or some people call it horror action, but I still put in the same concept of horror, and that is the Purge Anarchy. Now, first off, I did not like the first film, The Purge, because it took like the home invasion film, and the aspect of the Purge idea, but I heard that the people said this is much more of an improvement over the first film, and I saw it, and I did agree on it. It was an improvement over the first film, because I like the fact it took place more in the city, more than just one house, And the cast were good. I absolutely did like the lead, Frank Grillo, who was in Captain America: The Winter Soldier as Crossbones, who plays as he was in like an ex-cop or something, and he was going to go out to revenge for his son's death, He meets all these people along the way who got left in the streets while the purge is going on, They're like more like some of the good action sequences, and of course it was the same director, from the same director as the first film though, and James DeMonico. He did definitely improved over the first film, and the film made a lot more money than the first film. It made like $110 over the previous film, which made like 89 though. Which both of these films were big hits because they had such low budgets. The first film was a big hit with a budget of $3 million. This one had a budget of $9 million, and this made a lot more money than the first film, And it got more better reviews, even though it was still mixed though. But still was better reviewing than the first film, And they said they're going to make another film, and I think it said they're going to make a prequel to the very first Purge, Of course, I have my thing on prequels, but I did enjoy the Purge Anarchy. I definitely a lot better than the first film. So those are the films that I'm mentioning. Quickly put like that. And now I'll get into my top 13, which I took like almost 18 minutes in just to audible mention those, but I'll leave them there. But I just had to get those out of the way, because otherwise it would take him too much time if I kept on talking more about them, So now here to get into my top 13 favorite films of 2013. So getting into the first one, number 13. Was another film that was not exactly sure on. There's a lot of films this year that I thought I wasn't exactly sure on though, but another film, it was a disaster film, and I saw it and I surprisingly liked it, And this one for number 13 is Into the Storm. It's a tornado film, Now, I think I read that there's something make comparisons to Twister, which, well, of course you got storm chasers chasing after the tornadoes, which like in Twister, but I think that was pretty much about it, but they just wanted to chase tornadoes and do reports and stuff in them, but I think that was like the only comparisons in Twister, but Twister I definitely still think is better than this though, but because it's got much more better visuals and much more better castings and atmosphere and better soundtrack, and better directing, But Into the Storm, I did enjoy. I think the visuals, especially for a budget, I believe was it $50 million. I think that the budget was used well, The visuals on the tornadoes, especially the scene right here, the fire tornado, that was like a good effect, But then the cast, especially directed by Stephen Quayle, who directed the 5th Final Destination film. I think I put this better than the 5th Final Destination film. They got the cast, Richard Armitage as the vice principal, as the lead. Sarah Wayne Callies, who played Laurie in The Walking Dead, as the lead. The female storm chaser, which is where is she? Right there. You can see. Anyway, which is funny that one of the cast members I thought was like a funny, well, no, not funny in the film though. Was like funny to be in the film. And one actor was a guy named Nathan Kress. Nathan Kress, who stars really enough in the Nickelodeon show iCarly. As the character Freddy, who's always holding the camera. Which was also a funny thing because in this film he's also holding the camera as well. Like he did in the show iCarly. It's funny. Like he's holding the camera in that show, and he's holding the camera in this film. I thought it was just kind of funny that he was cast in this. But hey, some other childhood actors go from doing stuff like that and starring in either horror or action films like this. But I thought that was kind of funny that he was cast in this as well. But first of all, I was never a fan of iCarly, the Nickelodeon TV show, though. But I'm just saying though. And also, I think it was also supposed to be like shot found footage. But of course, there were like certain scenes that was not shot and found footage, like the scene where the tornadoes are lifting up all of the airplanes. That was a good scene. But the scene, like the sequence where all the planes are being lifted up, didn't look found footage. Because like I said, there were certain scenes that did not look found footage. But it was found footage most of the movie though. And it was, and the film did make money, but not as much though. But not as much as Twister. Twister made a lot more money than this film. But I did enjoy Into the Storm. The cast was decent, and the visuals, especially I like the scene where the tornado became like a fire tornado, sucking up the fire, especially the scenes where they lifted up all these airplanes. Of course, it made like they combined into one giant tornado. I think that was another comparison, like in Twister, there was this big mega tornado towards the end, and of course they also have the same thing at the end where they combined to make a big tornado. I think that was also another comparison to Twister, but I still enjoy Twister more than this film. But I did enjoy Into the Storm. I know it got like mixed to negative reviews, but I did enjoy Into the Storm. I would say I put it as a good disaster film. Well, of course, there's hardly other films about tornadoes. Things like Twister was like the only one. Well, of course, you got some crappy films on Sci-Fi on the Sci-Fi Channel films. But I definitely put this better than those crappy Sci-Fi films on the channel Sci-Fi. I still definitely like this better than any of those. Because how those films are always so bad on CGI. The CGI in this film is a lot more better, than those. Definitely put this over them any time, any day. So, but I enjoy Into the Storm. This was good. And this was number 13. Now the next number 12 is another horror film. That's because I thought I would not like, but it surprised me because I say nowadays, because horror films are not even trying to be scary nowadays. Most of the horror films nowadays are crappy though. But another film I surprisingly enjoyed this, because this film this year 2014 kept surprising me on horror films. Of course there was like one or two ones I did not like though, but like the Purge Anarchy in this film, and of course there's another film that's also gonna be on my list, of which I'll get to. But this film I surprised. And this, of course, is the only film I got on Blu-ray because I had no choice but to get it, because the other one the store didn't have it on regular DVD though. But I had no choice. But I had no choice but to get it on Blu-ray though. But this is the only Blu-ray that I have in my whole entire DVD collection, so I'm not gonna get any more after this, because I said I'm not a fan of Blu-ray. So, but the film I'm talking about is As Above, So Below. Now this one is also a found footage film, you know. And because I like the idea that it took place in the catacombs underneath Paris, because you see right there, if you lift it up, you know, there's the Eiffel Tower, showing all the skulls, you know, in the catacombs. I think they actually did shoot in the locations, the real locations in the catacombs below Paris, you know. And I was also a little bit considered because it was directed by this guy John Eric Dowdle, who directed Quarantine, you know. Which that is a found footage film that I did not like, you know. He also directed the film Devil, with, you know, the elevator film, you know. Wasn't a big fan of that film either, though, but didn't mind it though. But Quarantine I did not like. But I would say that I'll put this as his best film, you know, as he hasn't directed that much films, you know. Of course, he directed that film called The Poughkeepsie Tapes, which is never still yet to be on DVD yet. But and As Above, So Below, I did enjoy it As Above, So Below. That's another horror film that surprised me, you know, because like I know that's just like, oh yeah, I judge it before seeing it though, because you know, because horror films are, like I said, nowadays as much as they try to be scary and creepy, which they're not, you know, but I don't know what's up with me on horror films, you know. Like, I know there's always going to be good action films and science fiction films or whatever, animated films, kids films, you know, but it's just horror films, you know. The genre is just nitpicking nowadays because they're never trying to be at least a bit scary or something, even though the film does have some likable character or some good gore bits, you know. Sometimes they don't say the movie though, but like I said, the only thing the best horror film I've seen was back in 2012, and that was the Collection, you know, the sequel to The Collector, you know. That was the best horror film I've seen since, you know. In 2013, you know, there's horror films were not good in 2013 though, but I don't think I have one best. I don't think I remember whether there was one film in my top 19 that I did not put in my horror film. I did not put in that list. I can't remember though, but I don't think I did though. But I guess because horror films in 2013 were not that good, you know. But this film, there's been a few horror films this year that surprisingly I liked, you know. The Purge, Anarchy, and this one. Of course, there's another one that's on my list, which I'll get to, you know. As Above, So Below, found footage film, and I don't want to spoil anything, you know, when I do a review of it though. But I did like As Above, So Below. I like the idea that it took place underneath the streets of Paris in the real catacombs. It was a minor hit, you know. I think it had a budget of $5 million and made like $38 million, so it did make a profit of it, you know. Like I said, I think I've said this before, that found footage with low budgets like these don't take much to make money, you know. It can make very little money and still be a hit, you know. I think it's one of the better found footage films, horror found footage films, you know, better than Quarantine or Apollo 18 or was it Zombie Diaries or even George A. Romero's Diary of the Dead. Those horror found footage films, but I think this is better than the ones I'm saying though. But I surprisingly liked it. I did not see this in theater, so yeah, I wish because I was nitpicking, you know. But besides, I had other films to see in theaters around that time, so. But As Above, So Below, I did enjoy it, so. This is number 12. If you still haven't seen it, check it out. So, if you don't like it, you don't like it. I understand though, but I understand and respect your opinions though. But that's the film. As Above, So Below, as number 12. Now, number 11 is an animated film, and I really did enjoy it. It's another film from DreamWorks Animation. I really did enjoy it, you know, and that is Mr. Peabody and Sherman. I don't need to explain much on this because I already did a review of this film. Well, when this film came out, I did a brief movie review, and then like was it sometime like over a month ago, I did a full review of this film. So if you haven't seen my review for it, check it out. It's still on there. The full review and the brief movie review, you know. So I don't need to go too much into it though, because I already did a review of this. So, but I did enjoy Mr. Peabody and Sherman. I especially enjoy Ty Burrell as Mr. Peabody. Other cast members were good, you know. What his name was, Max Charles, who voiced Sherman, was good. And also the supporting voice characters like Stanley Tucci as Leonardo da Vinci, or even briefly Mel Brooks as Einstein. It says a couple of lines of dialogue as Einstein. You know, it was nice to hear. It was nice to hear Mel Brooks. The director is directed by Rob Minkoff, who directed co-directed The Lion King, and he directed The Forbidden Kingdom. I just had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with Mr. Peabody and Sherman. There was another, yeah, there's didn't make a full a lot of money like they expected to be, but I enjoyed Mr. Peabody and Sherman. Another good DreamWorks animated film. Of course, I think it was also originally based on it was a cartoon before this film. Yeah, based on the series, yeah. And I also like the music by Danny Elfman. A good score by Danny Elfman. It has a lot of funny things to it, and I had a lot of fun with like it says right there, smart, funny, and fun. And that's what I did. I had fun with Mr. Peabody and Sherman. So I put this as number 11. Still haven't seen it? Check the film out, or also check out my review of the film. Now what was Now getting to number 10. Now this film, of course, probably people like, oh, you put this as number 10, you know, it should be a lot more lower. It should be like number 1 or 2 or 3 on your list, you know. I like the film. That's all that mattered, right? But there was other films I just did enjoy more, you know. Of course, there was one of the biggest hits of 2014. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, I know. I put this at number 10 though, but there was other films that I did enjoy. I like the film overall. I do. I like the film a lot, but that's all that matters though. But and directed by James Gunn, who directed a film called Slither, and he directed it was another film I forget though. But Slither, I do think it was a good decent horror film, you know, horror comedy, you know. But Guardians of the Galaxy, he did a good directing it, and with especially enjoying the characters like I think pretty much everyone else in this year, like, you know, Chris Pratt as Peter Quill, Star-Lord was good, and Zoe Saldana as Gamora, Dave Bautista as Drax, the voices of Vin Diesel as Groot, and Bradley Cooper as Rocket Raccoon. I enjoy the full cast of Guardians of the Galaxy. Other supporting characters are Michael Rooker, which I use collaborated with James Gunn in a couple of his films. You know, I liked him as Yondu. Nice to see Djimon Hounsou as Karath. You know, because he did this because he said that Djimon Hounsou said that he would be glad to be part of the cinematic universe because he said he did this for his son. You know, so it was nice to see him in there. Glenn Close, John C. Reilly, and Benicio del Toro as the Collector. Lee Pace as Ronan the Accuser. That's like one of the. I think that's like the only problem I had with the film, because I was not a big fan of Ronan the Accuser, because when I first heard about this film, I never heard of Ronan. When I heard this movie was gonna come out, I hadn't heard of Ronan the Accuser, you know, to be honest. Especially when I heard the title of the name, I never heard Guardians of the Galaxy, to be honest, either, you know. So yeah, that's probably one of the reasons, because I had never heard of Ronan the Accuser, you know. Maybe that's that's probably the reason I did not care for the character, you know. But I think that was like the only. I think that was the only thing I didn't see fit with the film. So yeah, even though but Ronan the Accuser, I guess I just don't know. I just don't know because I said when I first heard about the film, and I had never heard of Ronan the Accuser, you know. But I guess maybe Lee Pace was he was decent acting wise though, but it's just the character that I just didn't think was not good though. But well, although I did like that one that funny line of dialogue, you know, when of course when Peter was still doing like dancing, singing "Ooh, child," you know, and he's still doing dancing. I thought the one funny line was that Ronan he says like, "What are you doing?" Yeah, that was like a funny line that he said that I liked about the character. He said, "What are you doing?" Because as if he's never seen or heard of the word dance before, you know. So I thought that was a funny line that Ronan says, you know. But the effects of the budget was used well, you know. The film became a big hit and made over still currently the biggest highest grossing film in the U.S. You know, made over close to 332 million. You know, of course, I think it's not soon be for long because of the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 is closing in because it made over 306 million. You know, but needless to say, it was the first biggest hit in the United States of this year. You know, Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, and made over 772 million, and it's going to get coming out with a sequel coming out in 2017. You know, and I'm looking forward to seeing Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And of course, my brother's favorite part of the film was of his favorite comic book villain, Thanos, which is also played by Josh Brolin, who was uncredited in the film though. But Josh Brolin also played good as Thanos as well. You know. That's one of my brother's favorite comic book character, you know. It was the highlight of the film, especially him because I saw the look on his face with him as soon as he turned in his chair, you know, and how the way he spoke, you know, his full-on appearance since the end credits of the Avengers. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and that's why I put this on number 10 though, because I'm sure probably be mad at me for not putting this at like number 1 or 2, you know. My opinion though, but I liked it overall, and that's all that matters. So I did enjoy Guardians of the Galaxy a lot. I had a lot of funny lines, you know. Especially I like the music, especially of course everyone likes the songs that were in the film, you know. But I did like Guardians of the Galaxy, so that's all that mattered. But to me, the next film is also a Marvel film that I thought was just a bit better, you know, and that is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. So this is number 9. Yes, Captain America: The Winter Soldier put at number 9. I thought that was just a bit better than Guardians of the Galaxy. Chris Evans once again did a good job as Captain America. Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury. Of course, Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow back in 2010. I didn't care for her as Black Widow, you know, when she appeared in Iron Man 2, you know. Scarlett Johansson, I think she was fine as Black Widow, but I'm still not the biggest fan of the character itself, though. But I think she still did fine as Black Widow, though. But I still give credit to that. And Sebastian Stan as Bucky, you know, as Steve's best friend, who is now the Winter Soldier. He was good as well, you know, using the costume in the comics, you know, with the way the costume looked in the metal arm and everything, you know, and also Robert Redford, he was a good bad guy as well. It's nice to see Robert Redford be in a Marvel film, you know. And to be honest, I think this is the biggest film that Robert Redford starred in, you know, because I think the only biggest film he starred in was in the film called Indecent Proposal, I believe. This is I think it was like 200 something million. This also made over 700 million, you know, 714 million. This is the biggest hit that Robert Redford starred in, so I'm glad that he starred in this film. He was good as Alexander Pierce. Anthony Mackie, who played Sam Wilson as AKA Falcon, he was good as well. You get some short appearances like a UFC fighter George St. Pierre as what was his name? I forget the human name, but the villain name is called the Leaper. I like that, a little bit of fights with him and Captain America. Toby Jones, who played what was his name? Oh God, what was his name? Arnim Zola, who was in the first Captain America film, working with the Red Skull. Yes, I liked it, like his brief appearance. You know how he just appeared in the TV screen, and one bit of flashback of the Winter Soldier's flashback. You know, of course I like the fact that they went close to what he did, what was in the comics, because in the comics that he was in a robot suit though, but with his face here. You know. Because there was like an Easter egg in the first Captain America film that there was a blueprint that he took, you know, with his design, you know. But the fact that it was close enough, they put him on a computer screen just showing his face. I guess that was close enough, you know, with the character how it was, you know. Toby Jones was fine as the short appearance, you know. I like the action. I did like the action sequences, especially I like the car chase scene with Nick Fury, you know, the car chase by what was it? Hydra. But dressed as police officers, I like the car chase scene. The fight on those hell carriers with Captain America and Winter Soldier, you know. Good effects, you know, and especially the end credits with Baron von Strucker, you know, which of course my brother calls him a very lame character, you know. Should have like what was his name, Baron Zemo instead of him, you know. But of course, the character is coming back in Age of Ultron, you know. So I enjoyed Captain America: The Winter Soldier. That's why I put this I liked it a bit more than Guardians of the Galaxy. And of course, and also at first I had some concerns because the two directors were Anthony and Joe Russo, who directed the comedy You, Me, and Dupree. I guess they could still direct a good action movie, you know, like the Marvel film Captain America, you know. And of course, they said they were going to direct the sequel called Civil War, and it says they're going to direct Part 1 and Part 2 of the Avengers: Infinity War, you know. Yeah, so they did good directing in this. I'm looking forward to seeing Captain America: Civil War. So, number 9, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I did enjoy, so I put that at number 9. Number 7, or is it? No, number 8. Number 8. Now is another action film, and of course the film that was played by the last films that's played by the late Paul Walker, and that is Brick Mansions. I enjoyed Brick Mansions, and of course right off the bat, the first complaint is this is a bad looking DVD cover. I prefer what they had on the poster, you know, showing their faces on the building, you know. Whether the faces on the building on the official poster, you know, I prefer that on this DVD cover. This is like a bad looking DVD cover right off the bat right here, you know. But and of course I thought it was supposed to be a remake of the film called District. Wait. Did I call the guy? When I mentioned about Maleficent, did I say about the guy who was in District? Did I say District 13? It was supposed to be. Yeah, I think I did. I think I did said District 13. This film was supposed to be a remake of. The guy I said it was District 9. That's why bonehead mistake. You know, I said District 13 instead of District 9. The guy who started. You know, the guy who was the king in Maleficent. I said it was District 9, not District 13. This is what the film was supposed to be, the remake of District 13. It was supposed to be. How the way my mind works just boggles me. I say things, I'm mistaken words, you know. But I enjoy Brick Mansions, especially one of Paul Walker's last films. You know, he did good. The bad guy played by RZA. Well, wasn't sure about because some of the films he did pass, like he directed the Man with the Iron Fist, and he starred in the was the GI Joe sequel. But he wasn't bad in Brick Mansions. I thought he was a good bad guy. And action scenes. It wasn't that it's not wall to wall action. But it's not the best action there is though. But I did enjoy Brick Mansions, and especially it's worthwhile was Paul Walker. He did really good in this film. It's just a shame that I think that was the last film that he did when he was alive before he passed. They finished completed when he was alive. But and of course this film did made like a minimum amount of money. It wasn't exactly a big hit that I expected it to be. I thought I expected it to gross like about at least over $100 million because it's one of the last films that um Paul Walker did. And I enjoy Brick Mansions. So if you still haven't seen, go check it out. It's on DVD right now, of course. But I just want to give anything away. But Brick Mansions, it was a good action film, and I'm looking forward to seeing what was left of that he acted in Fast and Furious 7, or it's called Furious 7. Of course, because they used some. They said that his brothers stand it in for him, acted like the rest of them. They copied his face onto theirs to act like him in the number 7. So I'd like to see how that film turns out. That'll be officially Paul Walker's last film. I'm looking forward to seeing it. But Brick Mansions, I did enjoy it. So this is as number 8, good action film. Another good action film. And number 7. Now this is the horror film that I did enjoy. I put this as the best horror film in my opinion. Of 2014. This is another horror film that I was not exactly sure on, also because especially was from by the director. But it was a good horror film. And that is Deliver Us from Evil. And why I said that is I was concerned because it was from director Scott Derrickson, who directed Sinister, which I absolutely did not like. He directed The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which the film I did not mind. I did not mind The Exorcism of Emily Rose, but especially with Sinister, I just did not like. Then I had concerns what the next horror film he was doing. But surprisingly, I liked it. I liked this film a lot. Eric Bana, who plays a cop, investigating with all these horrific things. It's like it says right here, and like it says right on the front of the cover, inspired by the actual accounts of an NYPD sergeant. And also the priest played by Edgar Ramirez, him right there, who played the, I forget what the character's name in Wrath of the Titans, the brother of Perseus, who they fought at the end. He also was good as well. It's suspenseful, intense, and creepy. It's The Exorcist meets Seven. Now, especially the film was also produced by Jerry Bruckheimer as well. And the film was also a modest hit as well. And didn't exactly open up number 1 though, but I did enjoy Deliverance from Evil, especially in one of the scenes that you see in the trailer, that people talk about is with the little girl, his daughter, and one of the toys on the shelf, the owl that rolls off the shelf and rolls towards the bay, going hoo hoo hoo. That's of course I would call that one of my creepy scenes. I would definitely put that as a creepy scene, But Deliver Us from Evil, that's Scott Derrickson. He directed a much better horror film, much better than he directed Sinister. Eric Bana definitely a better lead than Ethan Hawke was in Sinister. and of course Scott Derrickson has signed up to direct Marvel's Doctor Strange, and Benedict Cumberbatch is going to be playing Doctor Strange. So I would give Doctor Strange a chance, you know, because I guess I could say that Scott Derrickson to me kind of like redeemed himself, directing a better horror film than Sinister, you know, or I would probably even say better than the Exorcism of Emily Rose, even though I did not mind the film, but I would definitely put this better as The Exorcism of Emily Rose and Sinister. Of course, also Scott Derrickson directed the remake of The Day the Earth Stood Still, and also directed the fifth sequel to Hellraiser called Inferno. I would definitely put this definitely better than any of the films that he's directed, you know. So Deliverance from Evil, to me, I would consider this the best horror film of 2014. So there was no best horror film of 2013 because some of the horror films I did not like, you know. Best horror film since 2012 was The Collection. Now, I definitely now found a much better horror film now. Well, I still like The Collection more though, but still, best horror film of 2014. Definitely put Deliver Us from Evil. I did enjoy this good horror film, you know. So Eric Bana did a good job. Edgar Ramirez, his last name pronounced, you know. He was good as well, and like, especially some bits of good gore, you know, and stuff, you know. Especially that one scene that I said was creepy, like I saw in the trailer with the toy owl rolling and making the hooting sounds, you know. Best horror film 2014, Deliver Us from Evil. That's number 7, yeah. Now I'm going to go into number 6 now. It was a 6, 6. Yeah, 6. Now this one is a thriller, and this one I did enjoy because I think it was a back to a good old fashioned mystery thriller, as I put it, you know. And it stars Liam Neeson nonstop. I enjoy nonstop, you know. Liam Neeson was good, you know. Characters like Julianne Moore, she was good as well. And it's directed by I forgot how this guy's name is, Jaume Colette Serra. The same guy who directed the House of Wax remake. Well, but after that, I think he also directed a film called Unknown, which is also starring Liam Neeson. I was not a big fan of that film either. I was not a big fan of that film though, but I like the House of Wax remake, and I did enjoy nonstop, you know. Liam Neeson, he was good. Julianne Moore was good, and the supporting characters, one of the characters, let me find the guy's name. Doesn't exactly say on here though, but one of the guys is gonna be in the Marvel. There's another cop. There's a cop on that's on the plane, you know, and he's the guy that he was a cop that, you know, Liam Neeson breaks his nose, and the Indian guy helps resets, you know, that guy, you know, the bald guy who was the cop. He's gonna be in Marvel's Ant-Man. So that guy, what was his name, Corey Stroll or something like that. I think that was his name. He's gonna be in Ant-Man. He plays as a cop that's also on board the plane, you know. And nonstop, like I said, I put this as a mystery because, you know, especially with Liam Neeson, you know, he's told, you know, by someone, there's somebody on the plane who demands money, you know, and there's also every 20 minutes someone's gonna die, you know, if it doesn't get the money, you know. And I also like the use that you know, when like Liam Neeson, he texts or gets a picture, it shows the text, you know, right above or next to Liam Neeson, you know, shows the actual text as he's texting. You know, I like the use of that, you know. Of course, like it's a good old-fashioned mystery because you're still wondering who is it, you know, and of course till it's revealed at the end, you know. And Liam Neeson, how he does his best to try to keep all this a secret, you know, without trying to cause a panic on the plane, you know. And it would help with the stewards. Would help with the stewards try to help out, you know, and having everybody raise their hands up too, so we can check everyone who has like getting the like texts on the certain people's phones, you know, trying to find the culprit. I enjoyed Nonstop, and of course it was the film that opened up #1, ending the Lego Movie's 3-week streak, you know. And but I enjoy it. So that's why I put this as a good, like a call it like a good old fashioned mystery thriller, because, you know, trying to figure out who it is until it's revealed at the end, you know. But I won't say who it is. Not yet, though. Of course, I don't want to give anything away, because of course I know, because people who have seen it, you know, probably already know, though. But the people who hasn't, though, I won't say anything. So yeah, I'll probably agree with this. You know, thrilling and intense. Liam Neeson delivers. Right there. Which I do agree. You know, I do agree on that. You know, it was. I would say it was thrilling. You know. Liam Neeson. I love Liam Neeson as an actor. He was great. He was great in this film. The guy, he never seems to disappoint a lot of times. Of course there was I said that the film that uses with him and the same director of this guy. The director of this film and him was a film Unknown, which I was not a big fan of, though. But and of course I think they're both the guy is directing Liam Neeson again at another film, which I can't remember, though, coming out, I believe, next in 2015. You know, I can't remember the name, though, but that's another film. They're both guys directing him in another film, you know. So, but Nonstop, I had fun with the film, a lot of fun, and I call it as a good old fashioned mystery film, you know. That's how all mystery thrillers are, you know. So. Let's put that at number 6. Number 5 is a film that I really did enjoy, and I mentioned this before, that I'm still pissed that this film bombed badly in the U.S. You know, and like I said, it made money overseas overall, though, but it did not make it in the U.S. You know, and which is too bad, because I really did enjoy this film a lot. Edge of Tomorrow, with Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt. I had a lot of fun with Edge of Tomorrow. I believe I saw this on the day of my birthday, or was it the next day? Because the film opened up on my birthday, you know, June 6th, you know. I think I saw this on the next day, I believe, yeah. And I had a lot of fun with Edge of Tomorrow. Tom Cruise was good, you know, and Emily Blunt was good. Bill Paxton was good. Well, he had some funny lines in there as well. Directed by the guy who directed Mr. and Mrs. Smith and one of the Bourne films. You know, was it the Ultimatum or was it the Supremacy? I forget. And the visuals, you know, were really good. You know, especially him wearing this big suit, you know, trying to fight the creatures, you know, these aliens. The fact that, you know, he gets, like I said, the tagline here, live, die, repeat, you know. There's something that happened to him. When he dies, he goes back into the same when he wakes up on the ground, you know. And basically him and Emily Blunt try to figure out a way how not to keep on living the day over again. It's kind of like, it was like the same thing with Groundhog Day, you know, with Bill Murray just reliving the day over and over again, you know, trying to figure out a way how not to, you know. And so it's kind of the same thing with this, you know, trying to figure out how to live on to the next day without going back and repeating the same day, you know. Especially, I like how with Tom Cruise, you know, he keeps on reliving the day and over again. He pretty much knows what everybody is going to say or do, whatever, you know. Like how he does with all the soldiers, Bill Paxton, you know, hey, I had this and this and that, or where he talks to one of the soldiers has these playing cards. You know, he hides underneath the bed, or sometimes he tells them where they are playing cards. You know. Also, Brendan Gleeson is in this for a little bit, but not much though. But I like Brendan Gleeson. You know, he's also a funny guy. Especially I liked him in Lake Placid as the sheriff. You know. The budget was used well, you know, especially on a budget of 170 million, and this made only 100 million in the U.S., you know, which I'm still pissed about, you know. Bombed badly in the U.S., you know, but like again, it made money overseas, you know. Combined total made 369 million, you know. But I still put this in the category of one of the biggest box office flops, because it falls into the same category like Waterworld and The Golden Compass, you know. Those made more money overseas, you know, combined total, you know, but it did a little bit in the U.S., you know, which is sad, you know. That's why it's too bad this was a big flop in the U.S., you know, because I enjoy Edge of Tomorrow. Tom Cruise was great, and Emily Blunt was good as well. I enjoy Edge of Tomorrow, and I'm glad it got especially this was a film I was looking forward to seeing, you know, back then, like over a year ago, you know, well back in 2013 when I first heard about it, you know, and I was looking forward to seeing it, you know. And I'm glad I did. I enjoy Edge of Tomorrow, you know. I'm glad it got praise as well, you know. It's a good science fiction film with Tom Cruise. That's all I need to say about it. That is at number 5. Now at number 4 is which the next 3 I don't have on DVD, you know, but which I will be sure to get. The next one at number 4 is still putting at number at number 4. It's still playing, and I really did enjoy. It's another Disney animated film, that is Big Hero 6. I'm mumbling and stuttering my words, you know. I enjoy Big Hero 6, you know, from the creators of Wreck-It Ralph and Frozen, you know, and the voice cast, you know. I enjoy Big Hero 6. So, you know, especially everyone likes the character Baymax, you know. I was like, hi, I am Baymax, you know. And especially when I saw the trailer, I liked the theme that was in the trailer by what was it called, Greek Fire, and the song "The Top of the World, atop of the Earth, trying to feel invincible." I really do like that song that's in the trailer. I wish that was in the film, you know. But the voice cast, I did enjoy, you know. I forget what was the kid's name who played as a hero. Other cast members. But I remember T.J. Miller, who voiced Tough Nut, How to Train Your Dragon. He voices one of them. I forget Fred. That was the character's name. I liked his voice in there, and James Cromwell as his voice as well. Especially it was also directed by 2 directors. One of them. The directors was Don Hall, who directed the 2011 Winnie the Pooh, you know, which I absolutely do love, you know. So Don Hall director of Winnie the Pooh, co-directed one of them, and the other one was the director was Chris Williams, who directed another Disney film called Bolt, you know, with the dog voiced by John Travolta. So the two directors, director of Winnie the Pooh and both directed Big Hero 6, and the film is doing really well at the box office, you know. And they had a big opening over the weekend, beating out Christopher Nolan's Interstellar, you know, which I did a video on that, you know. And I enjoyed Big Hero 6. The animation was really good, you know. It was with the characters I liked, you know. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do try to make a sequel. If they do, I would love to see that as well. The music I do like, you know. Went at a good pace, you know. It wasn't that long, you know. A lot of funny moments, especially of course the scenes with Baymax, you know. Like, you gave me a heart attack. I come with defibrillators. Clear. No, it's just an expression, you know. Or, I am not fast, you know. Yeah, no kidding, you know. The character Baymax was a likable character, you know. So I did enjoy Big Hero 6, you know. So I put that as not much to say because I don't have because it's not on DVD. It's still playing in theaters. So Big Hero 6. I put that at number 5 or no number 4. I mean. Then number 3. Number 3 is another animated film, DreamWorks film. I already spoken about this film, The Penguins of Madagascar. I really do enjoy The Penguins of Madagascar. I've always enjoyed the characters of the penguins. I like the Madagascar films, you know, and I was looking forward to seeing this spin-off of the series, you know. Of course I did a video that it made a disappointing opening at the box office, you know, because the competition of the Hunger Games film, the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1, you know. And this film was also another film that's not doing well in the U.S., you know. A budget of 132 million, currently it's making like 70 million in the U.S., you know. Of course, like I said before, it's still making money overseas. You know, of course, currently worldwide it's 230 million, you know. But in the U.S., it's disappointing how much it's making, you know. And I think it's like the lowest of the DreamWorks films, you know, like Rise of the Guardians, you know, still made more than 100 million, but still didn't do well though in the U.S. And Penguins of Madagascar is doing a lot worse than that film, you know, sadly, you know. And this is too bad. It's not doing well in the U.S. because the competition of the Hunger Games films, and I really do enjoy the Penguins of Madagascar, you know. The same voice casts of the penguins in the films, you know, and the new cast members, John Malkovich as Dr. Octavius Brine as the octopus, you know. I have the power to destroy you, you know. He was really good. I like John Malkovich, you know, as an actor, you know, and then the stars of the North Wind, led by Classified, voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch. Which he was good as Classified because he's playing Doctor Strange, like I said. I did like his voice role as Classified, you know. Other cast members like Peter Stormare as what's his name, the polar bear, what was his name, Corporal. Of course, Ken Jeong as Short Fuse, the seal, you know, of course, being the Hangover films and the role in the third Transformers film, you know. He was like, you were supposed to handcuff them, and he's like, but they don't have hands, they just have flippers, and I have flippers, so it's flipping useless, you know. Yeah, and the voice cast was good, you know, and I really did enjoy the Penguins of Madagascar. This is too bad. The only disappointing thing for me is it's not doing well in the U.S. Like I said, you know. But I won't let that bother me every time though. But as long as I enjoy the film, that's all that matters. Penguins of Madagascar, I really do enjoy, you know. I'm also looking forward to seeing the fourth Madagascar film, you know. And of course, I also know I liked how it stayed with the film stayed in connection of the film series, because like at the beginning of the film they're still in the circus, you know, but they leave. But at the end of the film they're still back at the circus, you know. I like how they briefly saw the shadows of our 4 main characters, you know. And they're still playing the song Afro Circus, you know. So yeah, I did like how it kept on continuing with number 3, you know, Madagascar 3. So yeah, Penguins of Madagascar, number 3. I really did enjoy Penguins of Madagascar. Number 2 is another film I don't have, but I will will be sure to get on DVD. And I really did love this film a lot. This is the best action film I've seen this year, you know. And that is John Wick. I really love John Wick. You know, John Wick, it was a great kick-ass action film, you know. Keanu Reeves, he was excellent as John Wick. And of course the film was a success, you know, but it didn't make as much money as it was supposed to as I predicted, you know. Like I'm sure probably some people say it, but I enjoyed the film. What was it? Here, I'll show you. Here, I'll show you. Where is it? Right there. That's like the best action film I've seen since that film. Right there. Dread. Of course, that film doesn't make that much money. And that film was a flop, you know, despite getting positive reviews. But that film doesn't make any money, you know. But of course this film makes money though. It doesn't make a big amount of money, you know. Of course that film John Wick got beaten out over the weekend by a shitty horror film called Ouija. That film got beaten by a game board. How ridiculous is that? Yeah, that came in number 2. It got beaten by that film Ouija. Yeah, the film made $66 million on a budget of $20 million, you know, and of course it doubled the amount of its budget in the U.S. though, but it didn't make the exact amount of money, you know, that was opposed to that I thought would, you know. Of course, my brother, he just when I explained the film was about, and he says, "Really? That's a ridiculous idea, you know." You know, it goes on how Keanu Reeves' character, you know, why is he killing all these people? I told him the reason why, but and of course he said, well, that was a ridiculous idea, you know. But John Wick, you know, I love John Wick, you know. As I put this as the best action film, definitely the best action film of this year, you know. Keanu Reeves was really great, and the supporting cast members, you got Willem Dafoe, you got Ian McShane, and I forget what the guy's name, but he was the guy who played Sully in Commando. You know, when Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, dropped him from the cliff, you know, saying "I lied," and the guy screams down, you know. I forget the guy's name, but it was nice to see him in John Wick as well, you know. He's like the guy who was the cleanup crew, him and his cleanup crew, clean up all the dead bodies, clean up all the blood and everything and all that, you know. It was nice to see him in there, you know. And the cast members: Willem Dafoe, Ian McShane, John Leguizamo, you know. That was nice to see. It's nice to see them in there, you know. Keanu Reeves, once again, outstanding, you know. I know some people talk a lot of shit about Keanu Reeves nowadays, you know, but I don't know what to say. I just don't know how to say about that, you know. Of course, I know my brother makes fun of saying he doesn't talk much in his movies, you know. I don't know what he's saying though. He seems to talk in everything in his movie though. Especially, you know, I love him in Speed, you know. That's one of the greatest action films of the 90s, you know. I love Speed, and Keanu Reeves was really great in Speed, you know. But John Wick, I love John Wick, you know. Like I said, that film right there, best action film I've seen since that film Dread, you know. But it figures that film got positive reviews, and that film bombs at the box office. That still pisses me off, you know, because I love Dread, and I want to see a sequel to that film. But John Wick does make money, though, but doesn't make an exactly big amount of money, you know. Go figure. But still, you know. But people don't like the film. That's their opinions, though. But I know some people some people probably do like the film as well. To each their own, you know. But I love John Wick. That's why I put this as number 2, though. Also put this as the best live action film as well of this year, you know. Best action film or live action film of this year. Keanu Reeves was outstanding. The film was great, you know. I love John Wick, and I can't wait to get that on DVD as well. Of course, the other films as well on DVD, like Big Hero 6 and Penguins of Madagascar. Now, getting to my number 1 favorite film of this year that I really absolutely do love, you know. I was looking forward to seeing it, and it's a sequel to that DreamWorks animation film right there. How to Train Your Dragon 2. I love How to Train Your Dragon 2, and I always will be. And I always will love the film. I love the first How to Train Your Dragon. Did a review of it. Explained why. I was looking forward to seeing How to Train Your Dragon 2, and I loved it. I did see this more than once. I'll tell you that. It was because it was definitely worth seeing. Of course, when I mentioned about when I mentioned 22 Jump Street, How to Train Your Dragon was a film. They both came out on the same weekend. 22 Jump Street beat How to Train Your Dragon 2 over the weekend. You know. That's why I didn't say about it, because I wanted to talk about it when I talk. You know. But How to Train Your Dragon 2, I really do love. You know, and I was well into the voice cast. You know, all the returning cast members from the first film. You know. Of course, digital cast members, Kate Blanchett as playing as Hiccup's long-lost mother, and Jimon Hunsu played Karath in Guardians of the Galaxy. He voices the villain, Drago Bloodfist, you know. I, alone, control the dragons. Oh, what can I say about it, you know? And the film made a lot more money than the first film, you know, but to me, also, I also did a video that I was disappointing how much it made over the weekend. You know, it made 49 over the weekend, which was a bit higher than the first film's opening, though. But I expected a lot more money over the weekend. You know, because before the film was released, people predicted that it would make at least about 70 or 80 million. You know, and overall worldwide it made around 800 million. You know, but the film opened up with 49 million. You know, and got beaten by 22 Jump Street, and the film made 618 million. It is the highest grossing animated film of this year, 2014, but it wasn't exactly much more big of a hit than I expected it to be. You know, that's why I did a video. You know, How to Train Your Dragon 2's box office disappointment. You know, and I was disappointed of how much it made. You know, but still regardless, it still deserves to make 618 million. And it deserves to be the highest grossing animated film of this year, you know. I love How to Train Your Dragon 2. The soundtrack, you know, the animation directed by Dean Dubois, you know. Really, I don't know what I'm gonna say. I love How to Train Your Dragon 2. I keep repeating myself, but I'll just keep on saying it again. And I'm looking forward to seeing the next one. How to Train Your Dragon 3, you know, which originally was supposed to come out in 2016, though, but they moved it up to 2017 to avoid competition for finding the long-awaited sequel, Finding Dory, you know, that comes out on the same weekend as How to Train Your Dragon 3. So I think it was a wise decision to move it up a year, though, to 2017, you know, but even though it's a couple years away, though, I'll wait about it, because time flies by really fast, you know, so. But I'll look forward to seeing it. Of course, is another thing, that 2017, the film How to Train Your Dragon 3 comes out a week before Toy Story 4, because they plan to make a fourth Toy Story film. It comes out a week after the release of How to Train Your Dragon 3, you know. Of course, I figure that Toy Story 4 will make more money than How to Train Your Dragon 3, you know. I predict, you know. But for now, How to Train Your Dragon 2 is why I put this as my favorite film of 2014. Everything I loved about it, you know. I agree with here. The back here, exciting, funny, brimming with action. The best animated film of the year. Totally agree on that. The music and the score, you know. The characters, the humor, the funny lines, you know. And the voice cast really did a good job, you know. I love How to Train Your Dragon 2, and that's why I've always put it, for a while I put this as my favorite film of 2014. Not a doubt in my mind, I put this as definitely my favorite film of 2014. So yeah, so that's finally got done. That's my top 13 films of 2014. Just to quickly mention once again, 13. Into the Storm, 12, As Above, So Below, 11, Mr. Peabody and Sherman, 10, Guardians of the Galaxy, 9, Captain America the Winter Soldier, 8, Brick Mansions, 7, Deliver Us from Evil, number 6, Nonstop, number 5, Edge of Tomorrow, 4, Big Hero 6, 3, Penguins of Madagascar, 2, John Wick, and number 1, How to Train Your Dragon 2. So that's pretty much it. And it's now closing out over an hour and 20 minutes of this review. But I did my best I could to try to get through all this, you know. Of course, I would have been a lot more or less time if I went through the mentionings of the other films I like this year, you know. But oh well. So that's my top my honor mentionings of the other films, and this is my top 13 favorite films of 2014. Thanks for watching. Take care. Now I'm going to stay tuned. I have to get through my worst film. I've still to decide what my top what of the worst films of 2014 now. And I have to get ready for that now. The worst films of my top a list of my worst films of 2014. So, thanks for watching. Take care and stay tuned on the next stay tuned next on my top worst list of 2014. Later.